SpaceX is building the first real
When this kid was in 6th grade, he had a 3D printer. Well, he had always tried to figure out a way to make money off of the things that he 3D printed. And then one day at school, he realized that tons of kids wore Crocs. So he had an idea. A Croc charm in the shape of Dwayne the Croc Johnson. He first made a few for his friends, and they loved it. And when other kids saw his friends wearing this charm, they wanted some too. So he made tons of them, and he began selling them for $3 each. He was making crazy profit, because it didn't cost him a lot of money to make at all. Business was absolutely booming, but he began having trouble keeping up with the demand, so he hired a few of his friends to help him do the selling. Well, one day when he was sitting in social studies class, the principal came in and asked to talk to him in the hallway. He was very nervous because he thought he was going to get shut down. But all the principal said was, "So I heard you're selling Croc attachments in the shape of the Rock. That's pretty interesting, and I was wondering if I could buy one. You gotta respect the hustle."
You know what hurts? You know
Which character?
You know what
When this kid was in 6th grade, Every school has that one kid who is super talented at something random. At this one school, his name was Marcus, and he was amazing at flipping water bottles, but not the normal way. He was able to flip these water bottles and have them land on their cap on crazy surfaces, like the edge of a chalkboard. Watch this. Nice. He made it look so effortless that this one kid in his class wanted to try it for himself. It was study hall, very quiet, and he's sitting there. He's got a half-empty Gatorade bottle, and he's thinking to himself, "This is my chance. I'm gonna flip this bottle, land it on its cap on the teacher's desk." You see, Marcus was in this study hall as well. Oh, this kid went for it, gave it a flip. Marcus is gonna be so impressed. Here we go. It was like slow motion. Flip, flip, flip. But suddenly, the cap fell off. He didn't tighten it enough, and this Gatorade just spills all over the teacher's desk. "What the heck is your problem?" He panicked. "Marcus did it," Marcus said. "But no, I didn't, bro." The teacher said, "Yeah, I don't believe that. Marcus is a god at flipping bottles." The teacher knew how good Marcus was. He didn't believe this kid for a second. "I'll take myself to the office." "Yeah, that's a good idea. Tough break." Every school has that one. Meet Johnny. Johnny thought he was the smartest kid in the 7th grade. He spent all Monday night practicing his fake stomach pains. Ooh, something kind of hurts. I hope I'm not getting sick. I hope you feel better, sweetie. Well, it works, because on Tuesday morning, his mom fell for it.
Rah.
Mom, the pain is worse. Oh, my poor baby. Well, I'm heading to work. I'll call you into school. Stay home. Get some rest. Okay. He felt like he pulled off the heist of a century. Spent all day playing video games, thinking to himself, "My friends are probably so jealous of me right now." Well, the next morning, he goes back to school. Walks in like a king. "What's up, guys?" The second he gets into the building, he stops. The floors look extra shiny. Everyone's huddled in different groups, watching a video on their phone. He sees his friends. "Yo, what's up?" His friend says, "Bro, you picked the worst day to be sick." Apparently, during 3rd period the day before, there was supposed to be a routine fire drill. But it wasn't just the alarm that went off. Something malfunctioned, and the sprinklers in the main hallway went off. We're talking gallons and gallons and gallons of water hitting those floors. One kid even took the bathroom soap and sprayed it on the floors as the sprinklers were coming down. Slip and slide! The best part was, it was 100 degrees outside, so this felt awesome. Teachers were sliding, the principal slipped, the weird kid from class used a lunch tray as a boogie board. Everybody went home soaking wet, but they said it was the best day of school ever, and that's all anyone talked about for years. But there was Johnny. Oh, that sounds fun. It was amazing. Hope you're feeling better, by the way. Oof. Tough break. Meet Johnny. You know the jingle, the ice cream truck jingle. It's the sound of summer. But for one kid, to him, it became the sound of a nightmare. It started on a Tuesday. Summer was beginning, and he heard it in front of his house. "Yeah, ice cream truck." Got some ice cream. Pretty normal. Then, that day, he went to a park 3 miles away. He's on the swings. Then he hears it. Same jingle. Oh, ice cream truck again. Same driver. He ignores it. The next day, he goes to his cousin's house. Town over. He's in the backyard when suddenly he hears the music. He looks. It's the truck. He starts thinking, "Is this freaking guy following me?" He decides to just walk up to the truck. Hey, he didn't know what to say, so he just bought an ice cream bar. "I'll take that one." All right, there you go. Ice cream man was nice. This kid was like, "It's all in my head." But then the ice cream man says this. "All right, see you tomorrow, Jason." He never told him his name. And the next day, the ice cream truck showed up outside the mall that he was at. For the rest of the summer, he was so tweaked out, he stayed in his house. That's actually really creepy.
Oh.
You know the jingle. Every kid has a moving out phase. On this day, this kid's mom was yelling at him, telling him to clean his room, eat his broccoli, normal stuff. But he got fed up. Fine, if my room is so messy, I'm moving out. And he expected his mom to cry and be like, no, don't move out, I'm so sorry. The mom just said, okay, the suitcase is in the attic. Suddenly, she called his bluff. Okay, I'm gonna go get it. He knows she called his bluff, but he wants to see how far he can take it, so he starts packing. Then suddenly, the mom is helping him pack. Oh, don't forget your toothbrush, honey. I'll even drive you to the end of the street if you want. I'll pack you a sandwich, too, so you don't starve tonight. No, it's fine, I'll walk. Now, 5 minutes later, this kid's standing at the edge of the driveway with his suitcase full of random stuff his mom helped him pack. His mom locked the front door, closed the garage. Kid begins to walk away, hoping that they're watching him, hoping they'll beg for him to come back. But they don't. So he turns around, knocks on the door. Oh, hi, sweetie. Did you forget something? I don't want to move out, Mom. I'll clean my room. The room gets cleaned in record time. Has this ever happened to any of you guys? Every kid has a moving out phase. Every neighborhood has that one house, yard where baseballs, frisbees, and dog toys go to die. The guy who lived there is creepy, angry, staring through the windows. Hey, go get the ball. Let's just go inside. Just like that, most kids accept the loss and they go buy a new one. But this one kid, he saw a gap in the market. What's up? He memorized the perimeter of this fenced yard. He knew the holes, the gaps, and he bought a very long pole. He has a 10-foot pole with a high grip claw at the end of it, and he started an extraction service. He pulls up with his bike and the pole like it's a jousting stick. All right, what is it? Baseball? Frisbee? It's my dog's favorite beaver toy. Okay. Do you know where it is? No. That's fine. I'll use my drone. He had a drone with a camera so he could see above the yard to where the thing that needs to be extracted is, and then he would get to work. Okay, it's at this corner right here. I have the pole. Go through the gap. Is he watching? No. Got it. But he didn't do it for free. Depending on where in the yard it was, it could be $5, $10, or if the old man was right there watching, $20 because of the risk. But people usually paid. He didn't make bank, per se, but he made some good money, and he was a hero to a lot of neighborhood kids. One month he made $100 just by getting things that people were too scared to get themselves. I'd say it's a fair business because there's no way the old man would ever give those things back because he's just crazy like that. And so I say, gotta respect the hustle. Most teachers have a confiscation drawer. They wanted a legendary senior prank. So they snuck to the football field at midnight with when she was a teenager, her dad was driving her to work at Dairy Queen. Was a creepy teacher. Big guy, super weird energy. And he had bottles and bottles of Febreze behind his desk. And I guess he had a very strong nose as well, because he took it very personally when someone would come to class smelling bad.
What?
If he didn't like the way someone smelled, they would sit down and he would Febreze the air. One day class started normally. He was teaching like normal. He locked eyes with this one kid. He didn't like what he smelled, so he grabbed the Febreze bottle, marched right over this kid. Can I help you? And Mr. Gene just sprayed over and over and over for like 15 seconds. This kid didn't know what to do, so he's just sitting there getting drenched in Febreze. Please stop.
No,
Turns
better
around,
than
goes to the
that.
front of the class, and begins teaching again like nothing happened. Crazy part is that teacher taught for another 5 years before he retired. I don't know how he wasn't fired. Mr. Gene, imagine seeing this in class. It was middle school silent reading time. 25 kids all reading books while the teacher was working on some assignments. But one student looked around and saw something.
What the server?
A cockroach. The cockroach had crawled out of the jeans of some other student in his class. The cockroach then walked to the front of the classroom, around a couple desks, kind of up a wall, back down, and back over to the student's jeans.
Oh my god, bro's
And
after
then
now.
climbed back
Oh.
in. Like I said, everybody else was focused
Slide
on their
back to
reading.
the
Nobody else
jeans.
saw this, or so he thought. He looked up at the teacher. He saw it too. But what do you say? Do you tell that kid, hey, there's a cockroach that came out of your pants, walked around, and then went back in? No, that's awkward. They did nothing. The teacher took a deep breath, went back to his grading, and the student tried to go back to reading. But he never took his eye off the floor.
Go
There was
you,
no way that
Bruce.
cockroach was going into his pants.
Underwear.
Imagine seeing this in class.
Dildos
It was
in.
middle school silent reading.
Crazy.
The biggest loss of aura in school history. This kid built his whole reputation off of basketball. He wasn't on the team, but he would always say he was really good. He carried a basketball around with him everywhere. Hey, what's up, guys? At lunch or in class, whenever he was chilling, he would be spinning the ball on his finger. Yo, check this out. Cool, huh? And
They're
people
not cool.
did think it was cool. And he would always say, no, I don't want to be on the basketball team. Too much commitment. I just play in my backyard. Oh, okay. Yeah. The team is. This school prank lasted for 2 years. It all began at this high school when a single rubber duck appeared in the school's water fountain. And nobody thought much of it. It was just a random duck. Who cares? Until the next day, 2 ducks. Then 4, then 10. By the end of that week, there was rubber ducks appearing in every sink, every
What?
toilet, and even in students' lockers.
What?
Teachers were losing their minds. The principal, she was done. She kept saying on the intercom, whoever's responsible for the ducks, speak up now, please. Silence. Nobody confessed. So they gave up. They figured it would eventually sizzle out. But here's the thing, it never stopped. For 2 years, rubber ducks would randomly appear in the craziest of places. Ceiling tiles, inside the
No.
vending machines, somehow. One duck even appeared in the vice principal's car. It became a legend till this senior year. It was graduation. The principal was giving her speech when suddenly a banner dropped down. What was on the banner? A single rubber duck. This kid walked to the front of the stage and said, "It was me.
It was me.
It was always me."
Always me. I heard the rubber ducky.
This school prank lasted for 2 This kid's not all there. I'm thirsty. But he wanted to focus really hard on the spelling test. He didn't want to be distracted by taking a sip of water or asking to go get some. So this was his brilliant idea. Times people lost aura. There was a kid who acted like the coolest guy in school. He would always walk around with that sway in his step. Never smiled. He nodded at people real chill like. He was obviously trying too hard, but people did think he was kind of cool. One day during presentations, the teacher called on him. He stands up all serious, gets up there, and he begins to give his presentation. All right, so my presentation was on meerkats. His voice cracked. Embarrassing. He tries to brush it off. My presentation's on meerkats. But he does it again. Now, everybody just starts laughing. Going through puberty, guy? This is so embarrassing for you. Kid panicked. The entire class could not stop laughing, and he couldn't get it together. So he just ran out of the classroom. The teacher just moved on to the next person. But that was the last day this kid tried to be cool, because after that, he was just way too embarrassed. Times people lost aura. There was a kid who acted like the cool.
Oh my god.
What do? You're in the hospital lobby at 10 p.m. visiting your grandma. Smells weird in here. And you're hungry.
Off my
So you go and you put
phone,
$1 in the vending machine. But the machine starts messing up. And it starts spitting out every single dollar it has in its reserve. What the heck? 1, 2, 5, 10. Oh my god. It's just spilling right on the floor. Tons of money. In the hundreds at this point. Well, you hear keys jingle. You look to your right. The security guard is walking, but he's on his phone. He's about to pass you. You have maybe 10 seconds.
Get out of the way.
You have 2 choices. Choice A, the heist. Grab all of that money off the floor and book it. You'll be up like $400, but you're taking money from a hospital vending machine when you were there to visit your grandma. How would that make you feel later? Or choice B, you turn that money into the janitor. You walk away with a thank you and maybe a free bag of chips. So the question, get rich or stay safe? I'm getting rich. What do? You're in the hospital lobby at 10 p.m. visiting your... Imagine getting expelled from middle school over a $2 ice cream bar. It's Tuesday and this kid walks into the lunch line. Flabby, flabby. Gets to the front, grabs a Choco Taco, looks at the cafeteria worker, and just walks out. Doesn't pay. He's eating it by the time he gets to the hallway. He's laughing, but the school doesn't find it funny at all. They banned him from the cafeteria for a full year. They made him eat in the teacher's lounge with supervision. But he didn't mind. The teacher's lounge lounge was kind of awesome. Leather couches, microwave, and the teacher supervising him was this old guy. The ban actually turned him into a legend. The ban actually ends a few months before school's out. The day the ban is lifted, he goes into the cafeteria, gets to the front, grabs a Choco Taco, and he does it again. This time, the school didn't ban him to the teacher's lounge like the last time. They expelled him. He traded his entire middle school career for 2 ice cream bars. I've never had a Choco Taco. If you guys have, let me know. Was it worth it? Imagine getting expelled from middle school.
Let's go here to hide.
What would you do? So there was a teacher everybody hated. I'm Mrs. Patty Smack. She was mean, strict, she liked embarrassing kids. Hey Johnny, I think your parents' divorce is affecting your work. What the heck? If your homework was 1 minute late, you would get 0. If you asked to go to the bathroom, she would say no matter what. Nobody liked her. But her son went to the same school, and he was okay. Nobody really had any problems with him, and you know him, but you're not friends with him because you just hate his mom so much. Well, one day before class, you're in the library.
Will be part 2 later. I gotta get this video uploaded to YouTube, actually. I gotta get this video to